the one thing I can assure you, Steve, is I will be up, without a doubt. Okay, before we go any further, can our friends in the very back hear us okay? Can Alan Levin hear us okay? Alan, thumbs up? Cool. Very good. Little bit louder? Now I'm talking louder. See how that works? All right, you'll tell me if it needs to get adjusted. That works. I'll take it. If you go like that, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. Hello. I had a very lovely conversation with several people before I had to go. I felt bad that I had to leave so quickly without giving them a hug. Are they on a honeymoon or are they? Oh, that's fantastic. Well, oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds really lovely. Well, they deserve it, that's for sure. Okay. If I can ask everyone to start finding their seats, we're going to try to start on time as much as possible. Oh, Celia, you're over there. Steve's over there. It's a splitting of the sea. That's what, you know. No, no, I understand. It's date night. Date night. You got to mix it up a little bit, right? That's. He sees you all the time. ACDC, very good. Very good. Okay. I very much. Very much. Okay, we're going to get started. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Oh, for this big a crowd and for such an exciting night, that was very lackluster. We'll try that one more time. Shabbat Shalom. That's good. Now I can even hear the people all the way in the back. This is really wonderful. It's great to see all of you. It's great to be here, and it's great to celebrate Shabbat, and it's great to celebrate this wonderful thing that we are going to celebrate tonight, our Road Forward Scholarship, of which we are going to hear a whole lot more about, and in particular, the people, which matter the most, and the young students who are with us and their families. I know that some of them, this may be the first Jewish service that you've ever been to before. Some of you, maybe the millionth service that you've been to. But that's okay. Okay, we're all coming to this in our own way, in our own form, but we're all going to have a great time together, and I'm going to try as best as I can to explain, as we go along. The most important thing is this book that you should hopefully have in your hands. If you walked in and you still haven't got one, we should still have some copies over here with Josephine. And as you'll notice pretty quickly, there is Hebrew, there's English, and there's what's called transliteration, which Hebrew is written into English words. You can find whatever works for you. And during this time is really to make it your own, to make it meaningful in whatever way that you can. And then as we move forward through the service, we'll eventually get to our opportunity to really learn about this wonderful scholarship and about the wonderful students who are making it, a step in the right direction for our people, for humanity, for our community. It really is just a pleasure to have all of you here tonight. So we're going to begin as we begin every Shabbat service, which is lighting and blessing our Shabbat candles over here. I realize the camera can't see them, but I promise they exist. And just for those of you that don't know, this whole setup here is so that all of our friends who are watching at home or various places can be able to enjoy this Shabbat service as well. So if you will open to page 120 in your prayer books, page 120 will light and bless our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. That's where you say amen. Very good. We're now on page 130 as we begin Kabbalat Shabbat together at the very top of the page. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Naria, naria, letzur yishenu, nekadma fanav betodah. Naria, naria, letzor yishenu, bizmirot naria lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. I'm not hearing enough voices from our regular special. I don't have the cantor with me tonight, so I need all of you to help sing along with me. We're now on page 131, Shiru Ladonai, which is in the Hebrew just in the middle of the page. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru Meyom Leyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru Meyom Leyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru Meyom Leyom Yeshuato. Shiru Ladonai Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru meyom leyom Yeshuato. We'll turn now to page 132, the very bottom of the page, or Zarua in Hebrew. Or Zarua latzadik, ulehishrei lev simecha. Or Zarua latzadik, ulehishrei lev simecha. Simechu tzadikim Adonai, vehodu lezecher kodsho. Simechu tzadikim Adonai, vehodu lezecher kodsho. We're now on page 134, the very top. Zamru l'Adonai bechinor, bechinor, vekol zimra. 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 We're now on page 135, the last Hebrew paragraph towards the middle of the page. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehakodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. We'll turn now to page 138, which is Lecha Dodi, beginning at the top of the page. And reminder, we'll do the first, second, fifth, and ninth paragraphs. And just to explain, for the last paragraph, the tradition is that we rise and we face towards the whatever way we walked in. So for most of you, that'll be probably that direction. But for those of you that are either in a very low chair or it's hard for you to stand up for any number of reasons, you are more than welcome to stay seated. Not to worry. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemu tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Number 5. Hitoreri ki va'orech kumi uri shir daberi kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Bohi v'shalom ateret balav gam mesimcha uvetzol toch emunei ham segula. Bohi chala Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Please be seated. Just keep trying, Marsha. One of these days we'll get everybody. Get back to dancing. Get back. Okay, page 140. We're just in the middle of the page in Hebrew where it indents. Tzadikata ha'yifrach ke'erez balbanon yizkeh shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim verananim yihu lehagid ki ashar Adonai tzuri now rise in body or spirit as we turn to page 144. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabam Be'alma divrach yirtei ve'amlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Ubchayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala Bagala Ubizman Kariv Veimeru Amen Yeheshmei Rabba Mevarach Le'alam Le'al Me'al Maya Yitbarach Yitbarach V'yishtabach V'yitvar V'yitramam V'yitnaseh V'yitadar V'yitaleh V'yitalal Shemei Dekudsha Brichu Leila Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushmechata V'nechemata Tamiran Ve'alma Ve'imeru Amen. Remain standing as we turn to page 146. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Leolam Vahed. Please be seated. We'll turn now to page 149. We'll read together in English at the bottom of the page. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Umavir yom umevi laila, umavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvahot shemo, El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu leolam vaed, Baruch atah Adonai, amahari v'ahavim. We'll turn now to page 151. We'll read together in English at the bottom of the page. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. The more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Ki ehem chayinu ve'orech yameinu v'ahem negei yom ha'balayla Bavatcha al tasir mimenu liolamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael. On page 152. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. We're now on page 154. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם Adonai Elohechem Emet. We'll turn now to page 157 and we'll read together in English at the very top of the page. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. As we turn to page 158, the very top of the page. Ya bye bye bim 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 bam. Ya bye bye bim bam. Ya bye bye bim 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 bam. Ya bye bye bim bam. Ya bye 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 bye. Ya bye bye bim bam. Ya bye 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 bye. Ya bye bye bim bam. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai. Mi kamocha nedar bakodesh. Nor atehilot osefele, nor atehilot osefele. Ya bye bye bim 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 bam, ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye bye bim 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 bam, ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye 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 bye, ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye 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 bye, ya bye bye bim bam. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקעם לפני משה ומרים זה ליאנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגואלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Turn now to page 161 and then back to page 160. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. We're now on the top of page 160. Ashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu Shomreinu lechayim. Ashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom v'hamidenu Shomreinu lechayim. Ushmor tzeiteinu Uvoeinu Lechaim Shalom Me'ata ve'ad olam. Ashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom ve'hamidenu Shomreinu lechayim. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Yerushalayim. We'll turn now to page 162 at the very top of the page. V'shamerhu b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם עיני בהני ובהן בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת שבת וינפש. At this point, I'll invite those again who are able to rise as we turn to page 164. At this part of our service, we begin with a song together, and then we continue silently for the next few minutes. So for those that are continuing on with our prayer in our prayer book, again, as always, just to take your time and to go at your own pace, and when you're finished, you can be seated. And for those that perhaps this is a new experience to you, use this as the opportunity for yourself, okay? We don't have a lot of times in our lives in which we actually just get to quiet everything down. So even for a couple of minutes, it can be a really remarkable thing, and we're surrounded by some pretty remarkable stuff. So make the time your own, make it special. And as I said, we'll begin together on page 164. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Ose shalom mimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'imeru amen. Ose shalom mimromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Israel ve'imeru amen. We'll turn now to page 371, and this is an opportunity that we have in our service to pray for healing. I apologize to our community, I forgot our Misha Berach list in the office. So I'm going to invite is for everyone actually to just take a moment and to really take a second and think of your loved ones. Think of the people in your lives who are in need of healing and carve out a special space for them right now. Whatever it may be, whatever prayers we may offer tonight, most of this is about reminding us of those people and really thinking of them in a way beyond just thought, in a way that we are trying to convey to them our love, our connection, and our hope that whatever may be ailing them at this moment is something that will abate, if not entirely move on. And what we've been doing as a community in the last few weeks in particular, last few months really, is we've made space beyond our personal prayers to also think of the people of Ukraine and in particular of the communities that have experienced gun violence in the last month, which we are still very much holding these communities in our hearts as well. So I'll invite us just to take a few seconds, silent reflection, and think of your loved ones as well, and then we'll join together on page 371. Please join me again, page 371 in the middle of the page. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. This is a wonderful thing. I hope our friends all the way in the back can still hear us okay, but this is really an incredible Shabbat for lots of different reasons. One, we are blessed again with incredible location and temperature and all the things that you need, but what we are really so excited about on this Shabbat is to celebrate the next generation of leaders, born from our community right here in Sag Harbor, both from within our temple and from within the Sag Harbor Elementary Pearson universe, of which I now, having children in that world, am deeply appreciative of and deeply excited to see as they grow. May they grow up to be like all of you. And really to thank you, our scholarship applicants, to your families for being here, for being part of this whole experience, and of course to the leadership of our temple who helped to bring this wonderful thing to us, to our community, and as I said, the beginning of something, really the beginning of an entire generation of students of local Sag Harbor young people who are going to go out there in the world and transform it and change it. And in whatever way, whatever little way we as a community can support you, that is really what this is all about, and it is nothing but celebration and nothing but gratitude. So just in a second before I turn this over really to the people who did the work, who made this whole thing possible, just to give a quick word, especially for those that may be coming from outside of Judaism, to understand a little bit about how we sort of think about this idea of what in English we call social action, social justice, of trying to change the world that we live in. And there are many different ways and avenues within Judaism, but one of the most common that you will hear is a phrase in Hebrew that says tikkun olam. So how many of those of us are familiar, have heard that phrase before? Okay, So if you haven't, don't be shy about that. I wouldn't expect you to, but I want to explain what does it mean. It's not just words. There is a real intention behind it. The word in Hebrew for repairing is tikkun, and olam is the word we have for the world. So the image that we have is one of trying to repair the world. And that's already something of a challenging idea, because it implies, right, when we're talking about repairing something, it implies there's damage. So first we have to acknowledge the fact that the world we live in is one in which we see each and every day, both in our area where we live, in our country, and around the world, in which we see damage being done to, damage being done by, and damage oftentimes being done without anyone really acknowledging that it's happening. Okay, so first we have to really just acknowledge that we are constantly living in a state in which the world is not the way that we want it to be. So then we have a task to do, but it's not just about sort of transforming or changing. It's about working within what it is that we have in front of us. A lot of times we can get lost in the grandest of ideas, but a lot of times what we need to really do is look very much in front of our face and say, where can we fit in here? Where is my repairing hand to answer the damage that we see in the world around us? And the third piece of it is this concept of olam, is that we share an entire world. So even when there may be one group or another group or one religion, another religion, in the end, it's a shared reality. And that we can't just repair things for one group or another. We can't just think about our own. We have to really think about this holistically. We have to understand that we are part of an entire world. And so our values, coming from our tradition, and your values from your traditions as well, however you grow up in your household, okay, all of these are, the meeting point of it is in this concept of tikkun olam, of repairing the world that we share. And as I said at the outset, even with a good heart, with good energy, with desire, that repairing is very rarely done by one person, right? It takes all of us in one form or the other, and we all need support and we all need help. And one of the things that, for those of us who've had the experience of going on to college, to vocational school, to know it's hard, it's demanding, it asks a lot of us, and asks a lot of our time. And sometimes what we really need is just a little bit of that extra support so that that time that we have, as limited as it may be, can really be focused on the work that you guys have already been doing here in Sag Harbor and in all the organizations that you've been involved in. So just know that we as a community appreciate everything that you are bringing, that you've already brought to this whole process, and to our leaders who have arranged and created this for us as a community. Thank you. Thank you for the initiative. Thank you for the vision. Thank you for the hard work. And thank you for bringing everybody together tonight. So at this point, I'm going to welcome up Sherry, who is going to lead us off. And just a reminder again, for anybody who's going to be participating up here, just to speak very clearly into the microphone. If you need to, you can adjust it up or down. And I'll be right over here. Yes, we'll get to the for sure. For sure. Okay. So Sherry, why don't you come on over? Let's just make sure we can all hear you.
Okay, maybe we have to bring this a little down. Wow, it's nice to see all these faces. I'm Sherry Lippman, chair of the newly formed Road Forward Scholarship Fund Committee. As I look around, seeing all of you, it's just amazing. It's an amazing feeling. It's impossible not to feel grateful. This evening is a culmination of months of work. The generosity of so many who share our mission to create an annual scholarship fund by rewarding deserving students working in social justice is truly gratifying. And this is the first time we are offering the scholarship. This is our maiden voyage, so to say. So you're witnessing something that's going to hopefully carry on for a long time. We have chosen to award scholarships annually within a pool of high school seniors who are from both Temple Adas Israel Hebrew School as well as Pearson High School of Sag Harbor. These remarkable students have been involved in a variety of social justice initiatives to improve their community and the world around them. Our Temple Adas Israel Social Justice Committee and Road Forward Scholarship Fund Committee are committed to Tikkun Olam, or healing the world, as the rabbi told us. The students you will meet tonight have set aside their own challenges and demanding lives to selflessly help fellow community members in a variety of ways you will be hearing more about. They're truly remarkable. They made us laugh and cry. It has been a privilege to meet them, and we are inspired by the measure of their good souls. We hope this encouragement will spur them on to do great things as they pursue higher education. We are eager to hear from the Road Forward Scholarship winners on or about a year from now, sharing with us their continued social justice good works at a Temple Adas Israel Shabbat service. A special thanks to our donors who, like us, believe in the annual Road Forward Social Justice Scholarship Fund and helped us raise close to $27,000. It is our long-range goal. Aw, that's so nice, yes. It was really, we were astounded when it started happening and thrilled beyond. It is our long-range goal to raise enough for a self-sustaining endowment within the temple to bring this to young people from now on. Please continue to help us reach our goal. During these days of unspeakable events, honoring these great young people is truly uplifting as they lead us on to the road forward. None of this would have happened without the dedicated and tireless Road Forward Committee. Including my dear friends. Some we just got to know each other through this work on the committee, but they're soulmates. Vivian Shapiro, where are you, Vivian? There you are. Rivelyn Zweig, yay. Heidi Siegel, and our own Shelley Lichtenstein, our director of the Hebrew School, which is our soul. Rivelyn, my friend, please join me up here and provide us with a little more of a description regarding the application and interview process, giving us a snapshot of the students we are recognizing. Many thanks for your knowledge and guidance. Rivelyn.
Our social action takes many forms of expression, but we really have one mandate: think global, but act local. So we work locally, providing food to food pantries, clothing and book drives to shelters and organizations, informational webinars with community leaders. But for education, we thought we might best have an immediate effect by supporting higher education to local students. And what better than a scholarship rewarding a student's role in social justice? So how do you assess this? Unlike previous interviews I conducted for applicants to Cornell University as part of the Cornell Alumni Ambassador Network, we weren't necessarily looking for those who had discovered a new bacteria or created a Chinese opera. More important than those leadership qualities, we wanted to get a feel of someone's inner passion for what my mother used to say in Yiddish. That's the ancient language of our forebears of Eastern Europe, a gute neshama, a good soul. And for those who can't see me in the back, I'm shrugging my shoulders and talking with my hands because that's how you would say a good soul. So we devised a tailor-made application and review process to assess those who resonated in social justice qualities. We created an essay-based application, which also included a resume, and held in-person interviews at the John Germain Library. We asked this question on our application, which I'd like all of you to think about. If you were given $1 million with the stipulation you had to divide it into thirds, 1/3 going to yourself and your family, 1/3 going to your local environment, and 1/3 going to your global community, how would you spend the money? Our students gave us wonderful answers, some of which you'll hear about later. Some of our students will no doubt become leaders of government and society. And while some of them might not be the creators, they will be the dependable feet on the ground, the active participants, because they will always show up. We need them all, the leaders, the marchers, the makers, the doers. Together, all these students, these good souls, will help ensure that the future of social justice will continue on the road forward. We salute you all. And next, Shelley Lichtenstein, Director of Temple Adas Israel Religious School, and she is also the heart and soul leader of the social justice community of the Hamptons, will present the student applicants of the Temple Adas Israel and their first award.
Test.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Rivlin, and thank you, Sherry. So I am Shelley Lichtenstein, the educator at Temple Adas Israel, and it has been a privilege working with our dedicated and dynamic Social Justice Scholarship Committee. They are simply amazing. I am the Temple liaison for this committee, so I was involved in all aspects of the committee other than interviewing the candidates and choosing the recipients of the Road Forward Scholarship. That was not easy, but I wasn't allowed to be there. It is my honor to invite our 3 Temple seniors who applied for the Road Forward Social Justice Scholarship. Please come up when your name is called. These 3 students all have in common a desire to make a difference in the world, and each has in their own way. Jackson Bakes. Jackson is a senior at Pearson and is going on to UMass Amherst. Jackson is a most caring, helpful, and emphatic person. He was involved in many of our Temple social justice projects, in particular our Maureen's Haven Homeless Program, as well as volunteering at Share at the Harvest Farm. Jackson also participated in other community social justice projects, such as helping the elderly. Jackson's experience in Costa Rica was an eye-opening experience for him because he worked with the local youth, helping them learn English. This experience provided Jackson with an understanding and empathy for others less fortunate than him. Izzy Hosey. Izzy Hosey is a recent graduate of the Ross School and is going on to Wesleyan. Izzy is passionate about making a change through policies and continuing taking a leadership role. Over the summers, Izzy had an internship with Bridget Fleming, our Suffolk County legislator, and participated in a summer course with ACLU. Izzy has been involved in many social projects throughout her life. Izzy participated in numerous marches, such as the Women's March. Izzy, no doubt, will continue to march the road of social justice. Julian Link Morris. Julian is a senior at East Hampton High School. Julian is passionate about making a difference in the world through creating programs that will help people by making their lives better. Likewise, Julian is concerned about our environment and how we can make a difference to create a more environmentally sound world. Julian is a talented musician and believes that long after the movement recedes, you remember the music, such as "Give Peace a Chance, We Shall Overcome." I'm quoting him. Julian will be participating in a temple concert with our cantor on July 14th. Over his high school years, Julian has volunteered and shared his musical talents with our community. Julian takes initiative to make a difference. Julian organized temple social justice projects such as the firewood sale, which allowed our teens to donate the money to charities of their choice. Julian is a natural leader. Each of the three of you have been involved in various ways in social justice activities throughout your high school years, and we have no doubt will continue to be involved as you go on to college. Unfortunately, we are only able to give the scholarship to one of you. The Road Forward Scholarship this year is awarded to Julian Link Morse. Congratulations, Julian. You are receiving a social justice scholarship in the amount of $1,800. Mazel tov. We are also giving you this letter acknowledging your award, as well as a Road Forward certificate recognizing your social justice contributions. Congratulations. Izzy and Jackson, come on up. We are so proud of you both and would like to acknowledge your social justice accomplishments by giving you each a Road Forward certificate, which you're holding in your hands, as well as a $100 gift certificate, which is attached so you don't lose it. Mazel tov to each of you, and best of luck on your road forward. Mazel tov. Very well done. Mazel tov. All right, you guys can go sit down. It is my pleasure to invite Vivian Shapiro, our committee's liaison to Pearson High School.
It's not such a big deal. I'm a liaison to Pearson High School. They gave out roles, and mine was call Pearson, find out who the students are, and get them to apply. It has been an amazing journey to this night. 7 months ago, we shared an idea, a passion, and here it becomes reality as we give our first scholarships to our neighbor and friend, Pearson High School. Much of what was accomplished was with the help of Margaret Motto, Pearson's college counselor. She guided us in creating an application and learning how to evaluate it. It is my pleasure to introduce you to the extraordinary Pearson High School seniors who applied for the Road Forward Scholarship. Please join us on stage when your name is called. Aiden Nicholas Jeniger, heading to Wheaton. Aiden will be our next state senator. He has a passion for politics and the world in general. He is a Tourette's ambassador and speaks to younger students about Tourette's and tic disorders. And if he won the lottery, he would bring the Pearson Library that he loves so much and spends so much time in into the 23rd century. Lillian Catherine McGuire, who couldn't join us tonight, is heading to Indiana University. Lillian's passion is the arts. She has interned at Guildhall as part of the Teen Arts Council. In addition, she worked directly with local artists, helping with their current projects. If she won the lottery, she would help children buy school supplies. Reed Kelsey, heading to Boston College. Reed is passionate about the environment and the waters of the Peconic. He has started a shellfish restoration project, raising thousands of oysters and scallop seedlings to cleanse the waters. He personally raised $12,500 for the Cornell Cooperative SPAC program. Did you know that one little oyster, can clean 50 gallons of water a day? And Reed is doing it. If Reed was a lottery winner, he would build affordable housing out here. Simon Diaz Valencia, who I understand has just decided that he's going to be going to the University of Miami. Simon came to Pearson in the 11th grade. Knowing little English, he excelled at his schoolwork. He spent much of his spare time working and helping his family. He is passionate about helping rural areas by building roads so that peasants can take their wares to the city. He also wants to pay for education for those who can't. Jocelyn Perez Valdez Pina. While in high school, attended the BOCES Korea and Technical Academy of Applied Technology, completing clinicals to being a nursing assistant. She's going to finish this program and go on to Suffolk Community College for a nursing degree. She is passionate about health care. She volunteers at the Arcadia Nursing Home, where she writes letters for the residents. On weekends, she helps her mom and sister with her housekeeping business. You are all remarkable, exemplary adults, and a credit to your families and these communities. We are giving you each, which you've gotten, a certificate recognizing, thank you, recognizing your tremendous contribution to this world, this country, and this town. Sadly, we can only award 2 scholarships, and this year, the scholarships are going to Aiden and Jocelyn. The scholarships are for $1,800. They're going to be going directly to your bursar. We're going to need your student ID to finish that. You are exempt. Congratulations to you all. In appreciation of all you have done, we are giving you the gift cards in addition to this recognizing your contributions to social justice. You will lead us on the road forward. It is my pleasure to introduce the 4th Musketeer and brilliant writer and designer Heidi Siegel.
Hi. My name is Heidi Siegel, and among other things, I have worked on the media and communications for the Scholarship Committee. On behalf of the Scholarship Committee, we wanted to thank first from our Temple community, Shelley Lichtenstein for as the Temple Hebrew School liaison and a valued committee member. Thank you, Shelley. Also, thank you to Rabbi Dan, to Ron Klausner, the Temple president, who I don't think is here tonight, but thank you, to Andy Klausner and Alyssa Peak and the entire Social Justice Committee, to Eileen Moskowitz, the Temple administrator, thank you. From Pearson High School, thank you to the amazing Margaret Motto, who is the guidance counselor there, and to Brittany Carriero, who is the high school principal there. Also, thank you to Stu Himmelfarb for our amazing logo. We love it. And to Wanda Miller and Kelly Harris from the John Germain Memorial Library, thank you so much for the space that you allowed us to take in our interview process there. We couldn't have done it without you. There is no greater gift to give a child than the gift of education. Thank you to all who have supported this program, and with continued support, we can continue it and expand it in the future. Thank you so much. Now we're done. Thank you.
Well, all I can say to all of our wonderful young people, thank you. Really, truly thank you. I know that that some are awarded and some are not, but every one of you is a gift. Every single one of you is a gift, and everything that you have done and continue to do is a remarkable gift to your community and to the whole world. And as we were saying before, this is not small stuff. Okay, the world doesn't change by accident. It changes because of dedicated people. And to start as early as you are starting in life and seeing the impact that you've already had, it will only magnify from here. It will only go out from here. So I am really deeply honored to be a part of this. I'm thankful, again, to all the people who've already been thanked. And I thank our community for showing up tonight in such great number to be able to celebrate all these wonderful people. It just really has been a truly incredible evening. We're not quite finished yet, so we're going to turn back in our prayer books, and we're going to turn to page 586, and we'll rise in body or spirit as we turn again, page 586 at the very bottom of the page. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula leotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. We're now on page 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. Now ask those who are in mourning, those who've lost family members in the last 11 months, or those observing yahrzeit, anniversary of a passing, you may remain standing. Everyone else may be seated at this time. In our community tonight, we're thinking first of those who've passed in recent months. Dr. John Abderkin, Martin Blake, Faith Diskin, Linda Denath, Arlene Eber, Jay Fagan, Ellen Frank, Chaim Bear Greenwald, Arthur Grossman, Gerald Hirsch, Mark Joseph, Jane Beard Cass, Gertrude Katz, Deirdre Klein, Elaine Krotman, Emmanuel Kiprios, Leo Leibowitz, William Lipman, Audrey Lubo, Sandra Luongo, Nancy Nagel, Harry Olstein, Jeannie Rubin, Howard Schreier, David Sent, Anita Sheldon, Alan Silver, Peter Weinstein, and Matthew Adam Zimmerman. We also mark the art sites that occurred during the last week for Edith Cohen, Louis Davidow, Dr. Harry Diner, Eli Doctorow, Stephen Dror, Jacob Goldstein, Esther Green, Joab Heller, Joseph Hautz, Libby Kamenkow, Helen Bernstein Katz, Ruth Clapper, Herman Kropp, Louis Levine, Mary Matlis, Stephen McCrae, Grace Mazel, William Metzger, Jerry Monroe, Herbert Pearl, Murray Peak, Gertrude Schwab, Joseph Shapiro, Abraham Silverberg, Irving Tromberg, Herman Wiener, Yetta Weinstein, Andrea Winnower, and Miriam Zweig. Is there anyone else here with us tonight that is remembering a loved one we did not mention and you'd like to mention their names? And in solidarity with those who've lost their loved ones, if you are able to rise, we'll rise, and I'll invite the mourners to join me on page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'li'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may every one of their memories be for a blessing. Okay, please be seated. And again, Shabbat Shalom. Can we get one more round of applause for all of our applicants, all of our wonderful young students and their families? You know, maybe this is just me being a parent these days, but I think parents deserve some respect too. Right? But anyway, well, I'll let you guys decide. But we're really happy to have you all here. And just a few quick announcements for our community. And we'll start with the most pressing of things. First is for all of our families that are involved in the Road Forward Scholarship and all of our Road Forward Scholarship committee and people, we're going to just take an opportunity to take some pictures. My suggestion is we're just going to wait until some of the cars have had a chance to leave so it's safer, but I think the idea is to generally meet over in this kind of vicinity. So look for Rivlin, she's got a cool hat, okay? We won't miss her. Okay, second thing is, again, thanks to our gentle nudge from some of our leaders within the community, we do finally have Oneg again in some form or the other over there by Josie. But I think we may have underestimated the number of people we were expecting for this evening. So I think how many we got? We got plenty, says Josie. So, you know, she has a way of making things appear even so. But what I would suggest is maybe we let some of our younger people who are here, might be a little on the hungrier side, get to the table first. We'll be good hosts in that kind of way, and hopefully we'll have enough. But we'll keep moving on from there. So again, really thank you. And the last one is more, again, sort of logistical, which is as we're breaking our service here, people are going to probably want to get their cars out. So just be very careful if you're pulling your car out have your head on a swivel, and if you're sticking around for a few, same principle. Just be extra careful. We'll get everybody out of here safe, I promise. Just very, very quickly, a few other announcements. First is to join us, if you can, for Shabbat services tomorrow morning. If you're joining us in person, we'll be in the chapel. The entrance is located on the side of the building here. That service begins at 9:30. It's also available on Zoom, our website, YouTube, and Facebook channels as well. And, of course, Torah study is on Zoom at 12 o'clock. Coming up this week, Nida Mitzvah will be meeting at 11:30 on Monday. My 12 o'clock Heschel class is on Monday as well. And Social Justice Committee will be having its regular meeting at 5 o'clock on Zoom. I think I'm making an appearance at that one, so I'll see you then. Also, a reminder, the tour of Judith Lieber Museum and Gardens in East Hampton, followed by lunch at Cita Nuova, is at 11 o'clock on Wednesday. And this one is very important. This Thursday, I think it was listed at 7 o'clock, but I believe it's at 6:30. I'm going to make sure that we got that right. We're very privileged to welcome Rachel Silverman, who is a representative of Keshet, which is an organization that focuses on drawing attention to and supporting the LGBTQ plus communities within synagogues and within Jewish institutions in general. And she's going to join us really for an opportunity to learn. It's a lot of learning. I know that a lot of us are not always sure exactly what to say, what not to say, how to say it. This is a safe space with a really wonderful person. It's all on Zoom. Really, really, really would be very important, especially during this Pride Month, to show up, to learn, and to share in that experience as well. So again, that's open to everybody. It should be 6:30 on Thursday, but I will confirm it with everybody this week. Also, my Friday class at 9:15. A reminder that Ruth Joseph's book group will be meeting on the 26th on Sunday. Also, the tour of the Halleckville Museum and Farm and lunch at Red Rooster Bistro on Tuesday, June 28th. And also, just a last reminder for our annual members and friends cocktail party this Sunday, or a week from this Sunday. And we're honoring Gail Gambino, who is a longtime member and has been a leader in our community for many, many years, and Diane Schiffman, who's been a wonderful teacher in our Hebrew school. So we really hope that you'll be able to join us and to be with us there. But just please do let us know that you are coming. That is a very important piece of the puzzle as well. So I believe that's really everything on my announcements list, other than to really, again, offer my gratitude and my thanks for this very special Shabbat and for all of you. And I hope very much I'll get a chance to see all of you at some point over the summer. But for those, especially our young people who are going off to school, wherever you may go, don't forget, we're here to support you. And if you should ever find yourself, for example, doing something on campus and you could use a little bit of extra support, call me, okay? I'll do my very best to help. But it's really important that you know that what you do matters. It matters a great deal. This is not, as I said, small stuff. The entire world hinges upon what you, the next generation, can do to help us in the older generations who haven't quite done it as well as we ought. So with that, I really will wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom. We're going to end our service with a prayer that we did earlier, which is a prayer for peace. Okay, in its simplest form, it's called Oseh Shalom, and its main concept is we ask God to bring peace into the world the way that it is up in heaven. And the one thing is we can assume what that means is that we get to sit back and God does all the work. It's not how it works. What we're actually asking God for is the inspiration to make our world down here be more like what we envision it is up there. And that's not an easy process. And as I said, it doesn't happen by accident. It happens with heart, it happens with energy, it happens with hard work and determination. And our young people that were here with us tonight are the best example of that I can possibly think of. So those that know, you can join along with us, or along with me. Oseh Shalom bimromav, Uyaseh Shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yehoshvei Tevel. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom, Yaseh Shalom, Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. I'll ask you now to rise in body or spirit. Well, in this case, I think probably body would be good. Otherwise, your spirit will be here till tomorrow. And we're on page 123 as we sanctify the Shabbat. And as soon as we're finished, and we'll also do Motzi too, since we can. Actually, Shelly, could you just go grab me a challah really quickly? Thank you very much. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam b'horei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'v'ratzon inchilanu זיכרון למעשה וראשית, יהיו יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, הבאנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך, באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. And we'll do one last blessing over the challah. Before I do that, for those that borrowed a prayer book, if you could just return it to Josie when you come up over here, that would be very, very helpful. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamahotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom. I feel bad. I told everybody to let the kids go first, and I'm eating it, but the way it goes. Good Shabbos, everybody. Mazel tov. Go eat. Have a good time. Okay. All right. Good job, Shay. Thank you. All right. Shabbat shalom to our camera friends.